Good morning, I'm Abheudaya Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. The 16th meeting of the Nepal-China Secretary-level diplomatic consultation mechanism kicks off in Kathmandu. Nepal's agendas include Chinese assistance, trade, investment, and tourism promotion. The main entrance of the tunnel of the Memchi water supply project at Amatan in Sindupalchok shut after increase in flow of water due to monsoon. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange leaves the UK after agreeing a US plea deal that will see him plead guilty to criminal charges and go free. And Colombia edged past Paraguay 2-1 in their opening match in the Copa America as the 2001 champions extended their unbeaten run to 24 matches. Brazil and Costa Rica play a goalless draw. The 16th meeting of the Nepal-China Secretary-level diplomatic consultation mechanism kicked off in Kathmandu this morning. China's Foreign Vice Minister Sun Weidong is leading the Chinese delegation, while Foreign Secretary Sewa Lamsal is leading the Nepali delegation. Chinese Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs Sun arrived in Kathmandu yesterday to attend the meeting. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs informed that discussions on areas including bilateral cooperation, trade, border management, and agreements between the two countries will be held in today's meeting. Nepal has prepared agendas including China's assistance, trade, investment, tourism promotion, connectivity, agriculture, education, culture, and public relation for discussions. Discussions on the construction of the 220 kV cross-border transmission line and intensifying works of projects under Chinese investment are also scheduled to be held. The 15th meeting of the consultation mechanism was held in Beijing last year. The main entrance of the tunnel of the Memchi water supply project at Amatan in Sindupalchok has been shut after the water flow in the river increased due to monsoon rain. The Memchi Water Supply Development Committee said the main entrance of the tunnel was shut as the Memchi River has started to become cloudy due to flooding. The committee informed that the flood has damaged the dam and washed away a bridge, and the main entrance of the tunnel needed to be shut. Executive Director of the committee, Ratna Lamichhane, said that supply of water will be halted as long as the monsoon is active. According to him, people of the Kathmandu Valley will get Memchi water again after the end of the monsoon season. Prior to this, preparations had been made to halt the water supply from the Memchi water supply project from 13th of June earlier this month. The government has transferred Vaikunta Aryal, who has been charged of corruption, to the National Planning Commission by creating a special post. This has paved way for the appointment of a new Chief Secretary. Despite being suspended, Chief Secretary Aral will continue to receive half the amount of his monthly salary. There are 232 such government officials who have been receiving monthly salaries despite being suspended. 56 officials at the Ministry of Federal Affairs and General Administration have been registering their attendance in additional group and receiving salary without doing any work. Chief Secretary Aral had been suspended after a corruption case was filed against him. 232 civil servants, including Aryal, have been suspended in the country as of yet. Aryal is the highest ranking official to be suspended so far. The government, meanwhile, has transferred him to the National Planning Commission. Aryal has been given a position of a hierarchy similar to that of the Chief Secretary. A similar post was formed some 18 years ago when former Chief Secretary Lokman Singh Karki was suspended and transferred to the National Planning Commission. However, Aryal cannot register his attendance until he receives a clean chit from the court. Majority of the suspended government officials are joint secretaries and undersecretaries, while some secretaries have also been suspended, majority of them on corruption charges. Meanwhile, suspension of 5 officials have been lifted. Case has been filed against 37 officials of the Ministry of General Administration. Majority of them are chief administrative officers of local levels. The corruption charges being filed against the Chief Secretary, who leads the civil service, is a serious matter. Aryal's connection with Terramark scandal, excise sticker, and NTC corruption scandal has dented the image of the entire civil service. It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. What's your take on creating a new post for Chief Secretary who was suspended after a corruption case was filed against him? Your options are A. Assign a new Chief Secretary, B. Halt reinstatement, and C. Legal obligation. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Ruby Khan, who had been staging a hunger strike demanding justice for Nimrala Kurmi and Sumadrani Tharu, who died in Baake district, has ended her fast unto death. After reaching a 5-point agreement with the government talks team, Ruby ended her 18-day fast unto death. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Home Affairs Rabi Lamichhane ended her hunger strike yesterday evening by offering her juice. The fast unto death ended after reaching the 5-point agreement with the effort from the government talks team and former member of the National Human Rights Commission, Mohana Ansari. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces regarding their take on the budget introduced by their local level. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
स्थानीयताको समृद्धि र विकासको लागि पक्कै होइन त्यो मात्र चाहिँ कार्यकर्ताहरूको लागि यो बजेट ल्याइएको छ
शिक्षामा स्वास्थ्यमा सुधार ल्याउने गर्ने आएको जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई
बजेट भाषण हुँदाखेरि राम्रै सुनिन्छ राम्रै देखिन्छ तर व्यवहारमा जुन किसिमको विकास निर्माणको काम हुनुपर्ने हो त्यस किसिमको खासै देखिदैन
अपाङ्ग त्यसपछि दलित जनजाति सबैलाई समेटेको छ समग्रमा ठिकै छ
महिलालाई अहिले आएको बजेटमा महिलाले बजेट राखिदिनु भएको राम्रो छ महिला सशक्तिकरण
यसपालि ल्याएको बजेटमा पनि स्थानीय तहमा परेका आवश्यकताहरू खानेपानी बाटोघाटोदेखि लिएर हरेक समस्याहरू जनताका पीडमर्का हेर्ने पालिकाको रूपमा लिएको छ
अहिले आएको बजेटबाट उत्साहित छैन जनता निरुत्साहित छन्
उद्यमशीलता प्रवर्धनको लागि बढीभन्दा बढी कार्यक्रमहरू आएको हुनाले हामी महिलाहरू युवाहरू अझ बालबालिकाहरू अपाङ्गहरू ज्येष्ठ नागरिकहरू सबैलाई समष्टिगत रूपमा समेटेको देखेको छु
It's time now for the international updates. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has left the UK after agreeing a US plea deal that will see him plead guilty to criminal charges and go free. Assange was charged with conspiracy to obtain and disclose national defense information. He spent the last 5 years in a British prison from where he was fighting extradition to the United States. 52-year-old Assange will spend no time in U.S. custody and will receive credit for the time spent incarcerated in the UK. The plea deal is expected to be finalized in a court in the Northern Mariana Islands tomorrow. He is expected to return to Australia, according to the U.S. Justice Department. WikiLeaks in 2010 released hundreds of thousands of classified U.S. military documents on Washington's wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, the largest security breaches of their kind in U.S. military history, along with swaths of diplomatic cables. Assange was indicted during former President Donald Trump's administration over WikiLeaks' massive release of secret U.S. documents, which were leaked by Chelsea Manning, a former U.S. military intelligence analyst who was also prosecuted under the Espionage Act. The Delhi High Court is going to pronounce its verdict today on the order given by the District Rouse Avenue Court to release Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on bail. According to the Indian media, the court will pronounce its verdict today at around 2:30 p.m. local time. Last Friday, the Delhi High Court reserved its verdict against the Rouse Avenue Court's order to release him on bail on 20th of June and said that Chief Minister Kejriwal should not be released immediately. The Delhi High Court had ordered that the district court's order should not be implemented until the appeal filed by the Enforcement Directorate is heard. On 20th of June, Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court ordered Kejriwal to be released on bail with a bond of 100,000 rupees. The Enforcement Directorate filed an appeal in the High Court against the said order. Today, the High Court will give its verdict in the same case. Kejriwal approached the Supreme Court of India on Sunday after the High Court stopped him. Yesterday, the Supreme Court said that they could not decide on the matter, which was blocked by the High Court bench and would decide only after the decision of the High Court. The Supreme Court has fixed tomorrow's date for the verdict. The powerful Enforcement Directorate under the Income Tax Department arrested Kejriwal on 21st of May in the liquor policy scam case. Kejriwal was earlier granted interim bail for 21 days by the Supreme Court of India in view of the Lok Sabha elections. Kejriwal again surrendered before the Tihar Jail administration on the evening of 2nd of June. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken yesterday pressed Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant on the need for Israel to swiftly develop a robust post-war plan for Gaza and ensure the tensions with Hezbollah on Israel's northern border do not escalate further. A State Department statement following the meeting said that Blinken updated Minister Gallant on ongoing diplomatic efforts to advance security, governance, and reconstruction in Gaza during a post-conflict period and emphasized the importance of the work to Israel's security. Washington has repeatedly urged Israel to craft a realistic post-war plan for Gaza and warned that the absence of it could trigger lawlessness and chaos as well as a comeback by Hamas in the Palestinian territory. Palestinians have previously said only an end to Israeli occupation and the creation of a Palestinian state will bring peace. Gallant has been on a trip to Washington, D.C. and has also met Amos Hochstein and Brett McGurk, top aides to President Joe Biden, as well as CIA Director Bill Burns. He is set to meet with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin today. The Israeli minister described his meetings in Washington, including the one with Blinken, as critical, according to comments released by his office. 8 people died and 3 others were injured in a fire in a large office building near Moscow, the capital of Russia. The regional governor, Andrei Vorobayev, confirmed the incident. According to the Russian media TASS, the fire broke out in the 8-story office building of Russia Electronics located in Fryazino, about 25 kilometers northeast of Moscow. It is said that the staff of the Emergency Services Department managed to rescue 1 person from the building where the fire broke out. When the fire broke out, 2 people died when they tried to escape by jumping from the window, and 6 others died because they were trapped inside the office. The rescued person has been taken to a nearby hospital in a serious condition, the governor has informed through his social network. In addition, 2 employees of the Emergency Services Department were also injured, and they were also taken to the hospital for treatment. The cause of the fire has not yet been revealed. However, Governor Vorobayev stated that the matter is being investigated. About 130 rescue personnel and 2 helicopters were mobilized to extinguish the fire. According to the video released by the locals, thick smoke was seen coming out of the 8-story building. It is said that the office has been in private ownership since the 1990s, and at one time, the building was the office of the defense industry and the office of the Platan Research Institute. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.